Okay, so I just wanted to do a brief video on Module 7 for cardiac cycle. Not a terribly creative person, and I don't know what questions I got wrong. I did well on the exam, but I just wanted to go over, I think, the primary things from this module that would be helpful to a student. So I wanted to go over blood flow in the heart during the systolic and diastolic phase, and then I wanted to talk about murmurs and just the difference between stenosis and regurgitation. So, for heart flow, starting off, or I guess not starting off, but like in the cycle of going systolic. So, atriums are in the top, they're opening and they're filling with more blood. So the top of the heart is filling with more blood on the right side, and then the AV valves are closed because you're trying to make sure that blood isn't going back in from the ventricles into the atrium. This is where your S1 sound is going to come into play. During your systolic phase, that's when the ventricles are squeezing, they're pushing that oxygenated blood out. And then the pulmonary and aortic valves are open during that because you're pushing the blood out to either be reoxygenated by the lungs or to provide oxygen to the rest of the body. During your S2 diastolic phase, the atrium is the one that's squeezing. So the top part is squeezing, pushing blood down. The AV valves are open because that blood is trying to go through those valves into the ventricles. The ventricles are relaxed and open and they're filling, taking that blood from the atrium. And then the pulmonary and aortic valves are closed because we don't want that blood going out yet. So with that, talking about when you're going to hear your S3s and S4s, you're going to hear your S3 after your S2 sound, and then you're going to hear your S4 right before you hear your S1. And so with that, I wanted to go ahead and just talk briefly about abnormalities, or just like what's going to be going on with your heart murmurs. So there are different heart murmurs, I guess, whether it's this diastolic or systolic. So if you have systolic, again, so that blood is going out into the system from the ventricles, you can have stenosis, which is going to be caused by the valves aren't fully opening, so you're not getting that complete flow out, and that can create murmuring noise. And then you have stenotic regurgitation, which is going to occur when valves are supposed to be closed, but then blood is still getting through. During the systolic phase, that's going to be during the mitral, that's going to be the mitral valve. Then for diastolic, when you're experiencing diastolic regurgitation, that's going to be your aortic or pulmonary valve. So that's going to be blood. The aortic valves are closed, pulmonary valve is closed, and blood is still leaking through and trying to get out. And then you have your diastolic stenosis, which is going to be your mitral and tricuspid valve are opening, but they're not opening all the way. Again, I would address my quiz answers a bit more thoroughly if I knew what I got wrong and right. I wasn't really paying a ton of attention during the quiz. I think I had 2 exams that week, and I put off the quiz, which was my fault, which is why I'm here. But, thanks.